back to my channel, guys. I hope you're all doing great. I am so excited and happy to share with you this look that I created for Valentine's Day, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys because I created it in such a short time, and it was so easy and fast. Even though it's a smoky eye, it just took me like 5 minutes. So if you want to know how I created this super fast, easy look for Valentine's, please keep on watching. But please take a moment to subscribe to my channel as well. And now let me show you how I created this look. I'm going to start with my brows first, and because I know I'm going to do a smoky eye today, I am going to start with doing my eyes, and then I will move on to my face and the rest of my makeup. So to start with my brows, I'm taking the soft brown duo powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this brush is from Makeup by Analia. This brush is insane, guys. I'm gonna go in with the spoolie side, comb the hair of my brows in the same direction as its growth, and then just going with the brush, taking both the powders together, I'm gonna just fill in the empty and the sparse areas of my brows. So I like to start with the center of my brows, fill them as much as I can, and then move on to the tail of my brows, which is the end of my brows. And then once I've created a perfect shape as per my liking, I will move on to the front portion of my brows. There I will create hair-like strokes in vertical directions, and taking the lighter powder from the palette, I will create vertical directions and vertical strokes, giving it a more natural and hair-like texture. I also like to go back and forth to the spoolie so that whatever areas that I have left out, I can go back and fill them in so that they just look more complete. Then I'm going to go in with an orange corrector just to correct the pigmentation and the veins that can be seen on my eyelid. And I'm going to take a flat brush and lightly, very, very lightly apply it all over my eyelid. Taking a concealer, I'm going to apply a little bit on my eyelid, so that this just cancels out the orange corrector color, and I'm just blending it out with a fluffy brush. Now applying the concealer will just give me a clean canvas to work my eyeshadows on, and it will also enhance the color that I will be using. Then I like to take the flat side of my beauty blender. This is a dry blender, and I just like to tap it all over my lid so that if I have any excess products on my lid, it'll just pick it up. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use this beautiful palette from Kat Von D. This is the Lolita palette, and look at this color, guys. These colors are brilliant, and I think they're just perfect for Valentine's. So I just went ahead and wore my earrings and my ring because I was feeling a little undone already. So I'm going to take a smudge brush. This is from Sephora, and I'm going to take the darkest color from the palette, which is this one, and I'm going to apply it closest to my lash line because this is just going to go to the lighter shade and give it a gradient effect, and it will look stunning, you guys. So as you can see, I'm only tapping the product closest to my top lash line, and as I'm going to the inner corners, I'm just reducing the width of the eyeliner because it just gives that almond-like shape, and that's how I like it. So I'm just going to go again and tap it and increase the intensity of this shade. Once I'm happy with the intensity, I'm just going to feather out the top line so that it gives a gradient effect already. And when I go to the outermost corners, I just like to create an outer V. You can also clean the brush at the back of your hand just to remove the excess product and go back to, feathering out the top line of the darkest eyeshadow you just applied. Then I'm taking a fluffier brush. This is more like a dome-like brush, and going in with this shade, I'm just tapping it twice, tapping off the excess because that is extremely important. I'm just going to lightly apply it on top and on the centers of my eyelid, from the inner corners all the way to the outer corners. Now, I would highly recommend you build your product slowly by taking it little by little because this palette is extremely pigmented, and as you can see, I've only tapped it, and like I did with the other shade, I'm again going to feather out the top line of this shade as well. I'm only using like feather-like strokes and windshield wiper motions. You can use circular motions as well, but I'm using a very, very light pressure. Then I'm going to take the shade Bestissos and very lightly tapping off the excess yet again, I'm going to apply it right above my natural crease. Again in tapping motions, and then I will blend it out in windshield wiper motions. And once I'm done with that, I would recommend you go back and forth to the other shades just to enhance and increase the intensity of the colors that you have used. Now once I'm done with that, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. The mascara that I'm going to be using is from Too Faced, and this is the Damn Girl mascara. This honestly is the best mascara if you're not wearing false lashes. I highly recommend you get your hands on this because this just creates that amazing length and gives you that insane volume that you really look for without wearing false lashes. Eyes are done, guys. Yes, it was that easy. I know this is a smoky look, but I can assure you that once you're getting on to doing it, it's the easiest way to do a smoky eye. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to clean the little bit fallout that has happened under my eyes, and for that I'm going to use a micellar water. Just take it on a cotton swab and just rub it and remove the excess fallout. And for the corners, when you want to sharpen this, what you can do is take a flat brush. The one that I'm using is the MAC 242. Add a little micellar water on that and you can just, create a sharp line using your brush. You can also use a Q-tip if you're comfortable with it. Now I'm going to apply a little bit moisturizer because we need to prep our skin because we have literally just removed everything we had. So I'm just going to apply a little moisturizing cream and just gently massage it into my skin. Going back to the corrector with the same brush, I'm going to apply it under my eyes because you can see there's a lot of discoloration, pigmentation, and my dark circles are insane at this moment. So just to correct and give it a flawless look, I'm just going to apply the corrector. Then going back with the dry beauty blender, I'm just going to press all of it into my skin. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go with the foundation. The one that I'm using today is from M.A.C. This is the Prolongwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. That's a mouthful. And I'm just going to apply it on dots. In dots all over my face. This is a medium to light coverage foundation because you don't want to look very cakey, I feel. And yes, I took a little too much. It's just overflowing. And that's it, guys. Then I'm taking a brush and I'm just going to, in circular motions, melt it into my skin. Okay, now the reason why I'm using a brush is that it's faster. It's definitely way faster than a beauty blender. So I'm using a brush for the same reason. And then I will just run over my beauty blender so that we have an even and a flawless looking base. So I have my damn beauty blender and I'm just running it all over my face. Next, going in with the concealer because we need to hide our dark circles even further. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe concealer. Unfortunately, this is discontinued, but I am in love with this shade and this is the shade Honey. So I'm just going to apply it under my eyes. I'm also going to apply a little bit on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow along with my chin. As you can see, I have this small mark over here, so I'm going to cover that as well with the concealer. Then going with the brush, I prefer to blend my concealer with the brush. I'm just going to blend it out, starting with the neck, then I'll do with my chin, and then I will do my under eyes. Now you can see that I'm only tapping the product and not swiping it because it will just remove the effort and the foundation that we have done underneath the concealer. So please keep in mind that you just have to tap using the brush. Now I'm using the brush because it is way faster, and after the brush I will use the damp beauty blender to just blend everything in and to give it a more seamless finish. Now I can see that I need a little bit more coverage under my eyes in the innermost corner. So I'm going to go in with the Supracolor from Kryolan. This is again a concealer. Take my brush, very lightly tap it and just tap it as you can, like, guys, this is extremely pigmented. So take a very small amount of it if you guys are using this. So I'm just going to lightly tap it and just carry it forward and blend it out outwards. You see the coverage that it has given me. I love this coverage, guys, and honestly I use this most of my times just for my under eyes because it just instantly brightens it up and it gives that flawless look. Then with whatever is there on my brush, I put it on my forehead, a little bit on my nose and my chin. Next, I'm going to take the loose setting powder from K-Beauty, and this is in the shade Almond, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face. Look how instantly it just mattifies and gives a flawless look. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to contour my face, and for that I'm using my all-time favorite Hoola Benefit. And since we want to finish our look very fast and, you know, make it quick, I'm going to use this because it comes with a brush, so we don't really have to bother with brushes. And I'm just going to apply it in the hollows of my cheeks. I will also apply it on my jawline, a little bit on my double chin, and a little bit on the temples of my... Next, I'm going to apply a brush and I'm going to use my current favorite. This is from Kiko Milano. This is called the Under the Mistletoe. It's one of my favorites from the holiday collection. I'm just taking a gentle amount of it on my brush, tapping off the excess and just tapping it on the apples of my cheek. I also like to take it a little bit to the temples of my head. And then with whatever's there on the brush, I like to apply it on my chin, a little bit on my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take the brush that we used to apply the darkest shade with. However, I'm not going to take the darkest shade. I'm going to take this maroon shade over here. Very lightly tap off the excess because you don't want any further fallout on your under eyes because you have done the rest of your face. And I'm just going to apply it closest to my lower lash line. I'm also just going to apply it to the outer thirds of my eye, and I'm also going to just connect it to the upper eyeshadow. Going in with the shade Bestie, so again I'm just going to apply it underneath the shade so that everything looks well blended. I will also finish my look by applying mascara in my lower lashes. Before I go into my highlighter and lipstick, I just like to set my face with the e.l.f. Cosmetics Magic Mist and Set. I'm just going to shake it and apply it. Once it just dries down a little bit, I will go in with the highlighter. Today I'm using the highlighter from Nykaa Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Nykaa Glow Getter Highlighter Duo. This is actually called 24 Glam 01. I'm also going to apply a little bit on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow and my chin. Now for my inner corners of my eye, I'm going to apply the same eyeshadow. You can mix it or you can just apply a single shade from the highlighter palette. I just like to do this because as you can see, it just instantly brightens up the eye and opens it up because you have used dark colors. So you can see how much difference it's gonna make once you apply a bright shimmer shade in the innermost corners. Now for my lipstick, I'm just gonna take a tissue paper and clean up the excess foundation that is there on my lips so that we get a beautiful color of the lipstick that I'm gonna apply. And the reason that I'm doing it for my lips is because I don't have pigmentation on my lips and nor are my lips dark. So if you have dark lips or if you have pigmentation on your lips, please don't remove the color or the foundation that you have applied. Okay, this color is beautiful, guys, with this entire look, but just in case you want to reduce the intensity of your lip color, just take a tissue paper, just, you know, dab your lipstick on the tissue paper like so, and the excess will just get transferred on the tissue. And then guys, I'm gonna apply a topper. This is from K Beauty in the shade Stunner. I'm just gonna apply it only on the centers of my lip. Topper is beautiful guys. It just instantly gives me that pout, and I think it looks beautiful with this entire look. So this is how I created this super sexy, easy and fast look for Valentine's. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this look, please show me some love by clicking on the thumbs up button in the bottom bar. If you are new here, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post videos every week and I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, stay in love, keep smiling, and happy Valentine's Day guys. I love you all.